Thank you. Senator Barrasso.
Thanks so much, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to all of you. I appreciate your time and willingness to serve. Mr. Eros, thanks so much for visiting with me. You know, the previous administration sought to delay and deny efforts to expand coal mining. This had a profoundly destructive impact on Wyoming, on families and our communities. I think it also had a significant impact destructively in terms of our energy security as a nation. If confirmed, how are you going to change the course of OSM?
Well, I think what we need to do is look at NEPA. So there was a decision came down from the Supreme Court recently in regard to NEPA, and I think it was very telling. From what I recall reading, the idea is to focus NEPA on the areas to be affected, not so much upstream, downstream. Substantial deference to the reviewing agency, and I think that goes a long way in ensuring that those NEPA reviews are done timely. We get EISs approved and a record of decisions out quickly. So I think that's one thing we look at is NEPA. I think that's a big deal. I think program amendments is another. I spoke to that earlier. I think we have to look at that. There's probably 30, 35 program amendments sitting at OSM right now that has a significant effect on the states and how they do business. So we need to look at that too.
Well, and to your point in terms of the decision by the U.S. Supreme Court, it was an 8-0 decision. I mean, that's, you know, we're not talking about something that was close at all. And Justice Kavanaugh wrote the report. And NEPA is a procedural cross-check, not a substantive roadblock. The goal, he said, of the law is to inform agency decision-making, not paralyze it. So I'm very glad that you pointed out the Supreme Court ruling, and it's going to help influence your ability to get things done effectively and quickly. You know, one of the successes of that office that you're going to be holding, hopefully after your confirmation, depends on strong relationships with the states that execute things like the mine programs, both for mine development and for cleanup. States need clear guidance and an open line of communication to carry out these shared goals. So if confirmed, how will you approach strengthening the cooperation between the federal government and the states?
So we'll do exactly what we did under the first Trump administration, Senator. I had scheduled meetings with the state folks. I had scheduled meetings with the Interstate Mining Compact Commission, who represent many, most, if not all, of the states that have primacy across the country that actually mine coal. So you have to communicate with the states. If you're not communicating, if you're not talking, you're not moving forward. And if you're not talking, you're going backwards. So it's all about communication. I represented Ohio for a decade on the IMCC, Interstate Mining Compact Commission. I have many relationships across the country with all the state regulators. So we'll continue to do that. I think that'll serve us well.
Great. Ms. Robertson, the Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Office, it's in charge of investing in innovative ideas and the way that give you the best chance of success with all those. So how do we ensure that our limited funding is spent on the highest priority work?
Thank you for the question, Senator Barrasso. I think the President's priorities have been to create reliable, affordable, secure energy. And through that lens, we must make decisions regarding allocation of funds to ensure that the American taxpayer dollars are invested in the programs, projects, and advancements that will create the most meaningful impact to the United States. And I think, I'm not sure if that answers your question.
Yeah, this is, you know, because we're limited money and we want to make sure that we get the best bang for the buck. Senator
Absolutely.
Cantwell just asked about a specific project, and I just thought, overall, give you an opportunity to talk about.
Thank you. And I do believe that there are 11 offices within EERE, and the pioneering technologies that are happening in geothermal, in bioenergy, and water power, there's a lot of exciting developments that don't violate the laws of nature or thermodynamics and have real potential.
Well, Mr. Eisner, she said, don't violate the laws and have potential. So with your role, if confirmed, you're going to lead the office that oversees our participation in the International Energy Agency. In recent years, the IEA has changed its focus away from analyzing the world as it is to sought to project the world with its policy preferences in mind. If confirmed, how will you work with the IEA to get the agency back to providing unbiased analysis?
Thank you, Senator, for that very important question. I enjoyed serving as a keynote speaker at the Rockies Petroleum Conference with you last year in Laramie, Wyoming. I think that the key to effective advocacy and effective diplomacy really is leadership and good data, and I very much look forward to having had much experience in my career working with heads of state, government ministers, diplomats. I feel like I can be a very effective advocate of the U.S. position and the president's energy agenda in all of the bilateral and multilateral forums that I will have the honor, if I'm confirmed, to participate in.
Thank you, Mr.